Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for watching this evening. It is now 11 o'clock. Tom Brannon with you here on a night where we're playing the hurry up and wait game. We're babysitting radar. We're waiting for something to happen and move into the Naturals Day. But we're covered. We got it covered for you. Going to be here with you all night tonight, keeping you safe. And I'll leave a little extra time for folks to jump on. We're on YouTube tonight. We're on THV11's, which you can also access from THV11. We're on Facebook tonight. And I will do my best to answer questions. I know a lot of it's going to be about timing. What time does everything arrive? Because that is going to be a good question. Earlier tonight, it seemed as if everything just kind of stopped, at least the progression of what the models were indicating. So I'm going to try to give you the best guess on that. Before I move forward, if you're watching us on THV11+, you have access to what we use to track storms. It's our 24/7 live radar. This is what it looks like behind me. When you go to THV11+ and or THV11 and you click on 24/7, this is what you're going to see. You got us over here on the side. You've got various locations and forecasts down below, but we've got radar going. We've got radar at a regional vantage point. We've got it on a statewide, and then we break it down to locations in Arkansas, you know, like northwest, central, northeast Arkansas. So it's a pretty cool little tool for you to have in your arsenal if you want to follow along at home. Let me just do my spiel real quick. That weather is still expected overnight tonight. The timing is a little jacked up right now. I would recommend that you have a way to receive those weather warnings when they come down. A lot of you have. I've got my iPhone back here. Some people turn off those alerts. Keep them on. And make sure you have your NOAA weather radio. I kid you not. I say dust it off, but it may have a little dust on it. Check the battery power in case power gets lost tonight. We want to make sure that you have ways to receive warnings because it's an overnight situation. I'm going to check out of here about midnight. Nathan Scott's coming in and he's going to take you through all the way through the morning. Simone Thomas will be here as well. Right now it appears as if the severe weather threat is now through tomorrow afternoon, early afternoon. So any time between now and tomorrow afternoon, anywhere in the state. You saw what was going on in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or areas around Tulsa hit tonight. There's damage. We know that we had tornadoes today. So the enhanced risk of severe weather that was pasted for that part of the Southern Plains states in Arkansas verified. I hope ours doesn't. I hope that we can get through the state without harm. I know Scott Covert is up, KFSM Northwest Arkansas. He's up. He's streaming tonight. He's keeping an eye on things. So hopefully he's having a safe night and he's able to go home and turn it over to his crew as well. We just have to work in shifts around here, right? All right, Chris, thank you. Let's go back to Max 1. And again, if you would like more information on this, how to download it, QR code, that's what all the kids are using these days on your TV or your phone. So you can watch radar on your phone as well tonight. Let's get to it. We're going to just take you on a little tour of what's happening around Arkansas with the weather tonight. And again, if you're just joining us, Tom Brannon joining you tonight here a little after 11 o'clock on all of our platforms, including Facebook. And we're just going to have a little casual night together. I've got my coffee right here. Good stuff here. I hope that I'm able to go to bed a little bit later on. I think I will. Let me talk about live radar. Chris, you can take full if you want. And what we're looking at here, northwest Arkansas, there is now a severe thunderstorm warning in Benton County. Those storms are now beginning to move a little more easterly and northeasterly, which is something we expected. But that's just an initial shot. That is a little disturbance that's moving through that's causing this first round of concern. I need to do one quick thing while you're looking at that. Hold on, I'm going to apply the alert windshield for weather impact alert. This is a disturbance moving through. The main front is still to the west, and the line of storms is still to the west. It's that line that's going to come through here a little bit later on tonight. The timing is really backed up over the last several hours. Well, you going to work? Okay, I see what I did. Okay, never mind. It's operator error on my end tonight. I got to be honest with you, I'm a little fatigued. It's toward the end of my 12-hour shift today, but we're here for you. There you go, live radar with the weather impact alert logo. Got to have that. Let me go up here, go up north, and we'll see what's happening. This is in northwest Arkansas. Yeah, I'm sure Scott's up and he's running. Scott Covert Severe thunderstorm warning, Adair, Cherokee, Delaware counties. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning for a little bit of Benton County. That cell appears to be just to the northwest of Rogers. If I can get it to zoom in here, and well, it's only going to take the one that's till 11:30. That's all we have in the state right now. We have had a few showers, even a rumble of thunder in southeast Arkansas. There was one cell over in Mississippi as well. I'm going to turn on something, turn on the premium radar, because what I can do with this is show you where that line is starting to take shape. There's going to be two lines. You've got that first initial line with the disturbance, and then behind it, that is where the boundary is located. That's going to push in. It's going to take a little while longer to get to northwest Arkansas. The timing of it all is a little bit off. That's fine. We'll get to it here shortly. In fact, I'll do it now. Let's talk about the timing, severe weather timeline tonight. I've changed this up a little bit from our earlier newscasts. On northwest Arkansas, they could have strong to severe thunderstorms now through 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Everywhere west, and you can come back to me, Chris, all right? Anywhere west of this first line. This is the Arkansas River Valley, north central Arkansas. So weather, bad weather, stormy weather could occur from now through 9 o'clock Saturday here at that line. This is the latest, based on the latest HER information that I've seen, the high-res rapid refresh model. And then you get, let's say, 5 a.m. to noon between the hash marks here: Jonesboro, Batesville, Little Rock, Conway, Searcy, Arkadelphia, Hope. If you live near those communities, the severe weather threat for you is going to be anywhere from 5 a.m. until the noon hour, give or take an hour or two. I'm giving a little leeway here. And then southeast Arkansas, anytime after 8 o'clock in the morning. Depends on the speed of the front. It's slow right now. It may accelerate and move across the state. Here's what's at stake. With that boundary moving through and the solid line or squall line moving through, you're going to have enough wind energy at the surface and aloft for some spin from within that line. So you've got quasi-linear situation in quasi-linear QLCS, convective system. There you go, quasi-linear. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I can't even remember. My brain is fried. Squall line, let's call it that. It's just a line of thunderstorms, okay? And within that line, you could have these little spin-ups. Got to keep an eye on that. Nathan and Simone will guide you through. Take a look at this map, this graphic. We'll go over again. We got plenty of time. We're going to visit here for about an hour. And what I need is, I've got our digital team that's helping me out here tonight. Technology does not like me. And what I want to, if I just click on that, I can pull up the YouTube. These YouTubers are party people. They like to party. And I wanted to bring them in on the conversation. Hopefully they're up there. There you go. I have found you. Hopefully you have found me. And we will answer any questions and whatnot as we get them. Okay, wanted to make sure that was up. Let me go back over here to the Facebook. Yes, I said the Facebook. And go to THV11. And we'll pull up the live here as well. Here we are, because we know there's some folks out there that are watching us. Yeah, hello everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Watching from Oregon, Portland, Oregon. Been up there at Portland once for a National Weather Service trip years and years and years ago. So I have been to Oregon. Beautiful state. Incredible. Back to the timing of everything. Let's talk about the weather risk. And man, this is tough. Okay, enhanced risk of severe weather. Yes, I think it verified for the Tulsa area for sure tonight. They had numerous tornado warnings. They had numerous reports of damage and tornadoes. Unfortunately, you got into the nighttime hour, you lost daylight, but tomorrow it's going to be in the national news. And they had a big one. Nathan will probably talk about this one. Had a big one up in Michigan that was under a 1 out of 5 risk, a marginal risk. Anytime you have a threat of severe weather, it doesn't matter. You could see a tornado. And the one up there in Michigan was pretty darn big, and I don't think they were expecting it. I've heard of fatalities coming out of Michigan. Of course, we deal with it a different way here in Arkansas than they do up there. The thing traveled over a lake that was frozen. That's just stupid. That is ridiculous. Nothing's thawed out up there, and they got severe weather and a tornado. Enhanced risk of severe weather, northwest Arkansas, Mena, Harrison, Jasper, Fort Smith, Fayetteville. I think you could probably carve back some of this in Oklahoma. of which the Storms Prediction Center will update around 2:30, I believe, and then they'll have another update later on. Slight risk of severe weather for Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Clinton, Russellville, DeQueen, Texarkana. It's a 1 or a 2 out of 5 and a 1 out of 5 in the marginal threat. We have a threat. We have a chance. There's always a chance you could have severe weather. And this is where this is important, because when you start looking at maps like this, they can be a little bit overwhelming, and we try to break it down as easily as we can. But our severe weather hazards, damaging wind, hail, and tornadoes. Let's start with the wind threat. Winds of 58 miles per hour. Oh, by the way, severe thunderstorm warnings are issued off of 1-inch hail or 58 mile per hour winds. So we know that we could see that with these storms later tonight, especially in that highlighted area in yellow, where there is a higher percentage of that happening. It's not like 90%. It's a percentage that's higher than the marginal threat. And I know that with the tornado, it's a 2% chance, and then you go 5 and 10, I believe. But it's there. It's a chance, right? It's a possibility. Hail, 2 inches in diameter in this hatched area in northwest Arkansas. Otherwise, severe hail is 1 inch or larger, and that could occur from Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Batesville, Texarkana. But with this line getting delayed, I think there's smaller chance of that happening, and maybe more wind. And on the front end of this system, if we have any more supercells developed, then we got to be concerned with a couple of strong tornadoes. EF2 tornadoes are considered strong. And it doesn't mean that we're going to have just a whole pantry full of them here. It means that if we do see one anywhere within this hatched area, it could be strong. Could there be weaker tornadoes? Absolutely. Just a lot there to unpack. The rain. Where's the rain? We've been talking about this rain, the flooding rains coming, or at least the significant rains, and we haven't had much in the central part of the state. Well, that may come tonight. We're going to see a shift. We get a pretty good shot of heavy rain here in central Arkansas tonight, early tomorrow, and then it shifts over into southeast Arkansas. Places like Brinkley, Monticello, El Dorado. In fact, Little Rock is back up in the slight category for tomorrow. Because of the timing and the slow movement of this system, everything has backed up. Everything is delayed a few hours. Here's what's going on. The map looking like this. There's our area of low pressure, and you've got one area here, broken line with the disturbance that is moving through, some wind energy aloft, moving through northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, prompting those warnings. But really your boundary is behind that, and that's what's got to come through a little bit later on tonight and move through the state before the severe weather it will come to an end. But even tonight, here it is, 11:12, about 11:15. Tornado watches extend from southeast Oklahoma through northwest Arkansas into Missouri, into Iowa. So we still have a concern with severe weather tonight statewide. Future radar. Let's see with the latest update. This updated right before the 10 o'clock news. This is tonight, 11 o'clock. Yeah, a few spotty storms in northwest Arkansas. We move ahead in time. Could have a few more develop. These concern me that pop up in southeast Oklahoma and western Arkansas. They could be those discrete supercells. That second line that I mentioned right here in Oklahoma begins to take shape, begins to pick up speed. 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m. Here it comes. It's in northwest Arkansas. That's the line, or that is where you find the front. Out ahead of it, there could be some spotty convection. Maybe a strong storm or two. Let's hope they're not supercells. That's 5 a.m. So Nathan will be here at 5. Simone will be here at 5. We may be live, depending on what kind of warnings we have. They may be streaming. So you'll be able to catch them here just to keep you up to date. Make sure you have the information that you need. That line was at 5 o'clock northwest Arkansas. This is now 10 a.m. 5 hours it takes to get into central Arkansas. Not only is that slow movement, it's also going to provide the emphasis for very heavy rainfall, so we could pick up quite a bit. It's going to be a very efficient rainmaker. We've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And then as we head toward the noon hour, and I think most of the severe weather is going to be coming to an end and shifting to the east, but we will still have to deal with a heavy thunderstorm or two with some pretty heavy rainfall in the state. And there you go. Begins to clear out. The front moves through. Should be out of here by tomorrow afternoon. This is what the graph says. Just for comparison, the graph 2 o'clock, the graph 5 o'clock. I think it's a little progressive in that line. Northwest Arkansas, the HRRR was a little farther to the north. The graph pushes it through a little sooner by 8:30. The graph says, hey, I think we're going to push it quicker than the HRRR. and it should be out of the state completely by noon tomorrow. So that's really how they compare and contrast. And hopefully by the time we reach Sunday, we'll get a little sunshine in the mix there. Severe weather risk for your Saturday. This is going to update tomorrow, depending on the timing of that line of storms. Damaging wind gusts, some hail is possible, and an embedded tornado within that line from West Memphis, Stuttgart, Pine Bluff to Texarkana. Little Rock is still in the area, 1 out of 5, even up to Clinton, Russellville. We still have a 1 out of 5 threat of a strong to severe thunderstorm, and it's going to be a line of storms at that point. 2% likelihood of a tornado within that line. Low percentage of hail and winds. Looks like wind is going to be our biggest component over the southeastern part of the state. Rainfall outlook, give it a second, it'll be here. For some reason it doesn't want to upload very quickly, but it'll come. There you go. So this is taken into consideration, the line moving through tonight all the way through March 13th. Today is March the 6th. We got a week on this, right? Anywhere from 4 to 5 potential inches of rainfall. That's really going to help with drought conditions, and we could still pick up another 1 or 2 or 3 inches over northern Arkansas. There you go, something to look forward to. And your 7-day forecast. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot, we spring forward this weekend. We lose an hour of sleep. How about that? But I'll tell you this, my body actually works better on spring forward than it does fall back, so I should be okay. Weather impact alert is issued when weather is life-threatening, when weather could be something of a nuisance. You got plans going on. We want to make sure that you're aware of the severe weather. We've extended that through tomorrow about noon. You may not see it again until possibly the middle part of the week next week. There will be another strong frontal boundary on Wednesday that could bring more severe weather to Arkansas. Welcome to severe weather season, folks, here in the natural state. So with all that said, let's do a couple of reminders for you. Have your severe weather plan in place. It's always a good idea to know where your safe spot is in your home. Do you have a lower level? Do you have a basement? Do you have a storm shelter that's outside in ground or even inside that may be under the stairs? Get to your lowest spot in the house, put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. Take something to cover up your head. Don't forget your shoes, medications. Don't forget to put something over your head like a bike helmet. That's great. Hey, a pot, you know, if I cook spaghetti, a spaghetti pot works great too. Those are just a few tips. Your devices are charged up in case you get that warning. If you lose power, you want to make sure that you have power on your phone. You can use your phone to follow us at THV11. THV11, our app, THV11 Plus, THV11.com, THV11 social media. Yeah, I think you get it. And my favorite, the NOAA Weather Radio, because NOAA Weather Radios alert you and they go wake you up. You got to have something to wake you up tonight if severe weather strikes. Let me take a little sip here. Pardon me. And if you're just joining us tonight, thank you so much. It's right at just before 11:20 tonight. And Tom Brannon joining you. Got a little stuff in my eyes here. Oh, there we go. Feeling better. Keep that aside there. Just doing a little weather chat with you. Thank you for joining us on THV11 Plus and Facebook. And I know that we've talked about the severe weather risk today. Enhanced risk, 3 out of 5 to medium threat. 1 and 2 out of 5 low end threat. Know the difference between the watches and warnings. Watch covers up more real estate, and a warning is a couple of 3 counties within that large area. There's still some people that may not completely understand that, and we take that for granted sometimes. So just want to put that friendly reminder out there. Yes, Kenneth, warm weather is fuel, right? Absolutely. We've got the instability. Temperatures today manage the middle to upper 80s in some parts of the state. That is storm fuel. That is CAPE. That's instability. You can have all the ingredients there ready for ignition, and something doesn't quite go right. And I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong. I don't like severe weather. This is my least favorite part of this whole job. I like snow more than I like severe weather. That says a lot because I don't like driving in that stuff. I don't like spending the night downtown in a hotel. Bree Rice from Cabot, Arkansas, my hometown. Cabot, thank you, Bree. Wanda from Little Rock, Teresa from Mountain View. All right, we got a few folks, got a few night owls out there joining us tonight on the Facebook. And let's see, we got some folks over on YouTube. It's the party group, YouTube. 2 hours from Little Rock, dangerous. Want to know? Hey, Tom, my daughter is working on the Memphis. Working in Memphis. Memphis is going to have to deal with weather probably tomorrow morning, early in the morning. I hope that things go well for them. They don't have the risk of severe weather that we have. It's going to be more of a 1 out of 5 in Memphis. So some wind and some heavy rain. And it looks like Benton County, I want to go back up here. It looks like Benton County now has a tornado warning. I would imagine Scott Covert is up and about. That is going to track between Decatur and Gravette. I'm going to pull it up on our weather PC here in a second, Chris. Let me log in. Password incorrect. Okay. Pull this up on Weather PC just to take a look at it. I'm not one to cross over into somebody else's neighborhood or territory, and I'm not going to do that. I'm sure that Scott's got it covered up there. I just wanted to look at it for my own sake, and yeah, there's some rotation, certainly just on the other side of the Arkansas-Missouri border. Yep, just south of Maysville. That's going to track between Gravette and Decatur. So that's what Mr. Covert's dealing with tonight up in northwest Arkansas with a new tornado warning until 11:45 for Benton and Delaware counties. I'm sure he's going to be taking care of that. Good to see you guys from Jacksonville. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're all over the place. We're on different apps tonight between now and 12 o'clock. I'll do it for an hour on Facebook, on YouTube. THV, if you have THV11 the app, you can watch us on your phone. THV11's, Amazon, Roku, some Samsung TVs have the app that you can download, and look for the 24/7 radar that you can follow along. Just happened to look up and see that tornado warning up in Benton County. So it has begun. That is only our second tornado warning of the year. We had one the other night in Boone County. And this is why this job is frustrating at times. The other night we were expecting severe weather that never materialized. It's 11:45. I don't see anything happening. I'm going home. Sit up here all night and nothing happens, right? Well, you know what happened. 2:30 in the morning, Boone County is placed under a tornado warning. Now, I will say this, Boone County is not our viewership area, belongs to northwest Arkansas and Springfield. So they were all over it, northwest Arkansas. But here in central Arkansas, southern Arkansas, things just weren't right. So I went ahead and left. I'm not doing that. That's why I've got Nathan coming in and we've got Simone coming in. Somebody's going to be here if the weather decides it wants to be a little nasty and persnickety with us overnight tonight. Nathan's real excited to come in when he comes in here at midnight. He's not a morning guy, but he is a late night, early morning guy. Well, at least he is tonight. And then Simone's a real early morning person herself. So there we go. A little sip of coffee. Benton County under a tornado warning. Man, oh man. How's Russellville? How's Russellville when storms hit? Yeah, I saw that. Misheard. I just talked about that in Michigan. It's so bad. Tornado season is hitting early. Folks killed by tornadoes. And I think what you've got going on here, and Nathan can confirm that, what information and research has shown is when we're going out of a La Nina into a neutral, and then it looks as if we'll be in a strong El Nino by the summertime. We're kind of in that flux state. Sometimes we have busier severe weather seasons when we're transitioning out of one to another. So it's entirely possible. Yeah, terrible stuff up there in Michigan. How long are we going to be? At Lovable Lace, we're going to be here all night, but we may pop in and out of the stream. I'm not going to promise you that we're going to stream solid, although THV11 management and our bosses at corporate would love for us to stay on between now and noon tomorrow if we could, but it's hard to do that because we still have to forecast, and there's not really much going on out there except now Benton County's on fire because of that warning. But it's just hard to maintain that. So I just like to mess around with you. I'm on here, we're just having fun, right? Well, we're not having fun anymore because that does look like a serious storm. It's southeast of Maysville. It's to the northwest of Decatur. No, that's not Decatur. What is that? Yeah, I guess it is. Gravette. It's got a beeline toward the Gravette area. And there is certainly some rotation there. Let me see if there's anything showing up on the net. Well, that's not going to work. Okay. So we're on tonight, tracking that storm. There's another storm on the southern flank of that's going to go right past Siloam Springs, developing storm there. We've been waiting for this to happen, and now it's coming together. There are more cells let's go to Weather PC real quick, Chris, and I'll just take us on a little journey. Weather PC with Storm Track 11. This is what I'm looking at. Yeah, the storm's lining up here, and they're beginning to strengthen. So this is going to track in northwest Arkansas. That's why they have that watch for northwest Arkansas. So those storms bear watching. Tornado warning up in Benton County. White County tonight or tomorrow. Like I mentioned, White County, central Arkansas, probably between 5 a.m. and let's say noon. So somewhere between that time period. It just depends on the speed of the line. And what we have seen tonight is a gradual slowing trend of the progression of this mess. So between 5 a.m. and noon tomorrow, I don't know definitively the time. Nobody knows definitively. We tried that game before, and whenever we try that game, we get burned. So we try to give you, a timeline. So that's what I've done with that. Okay, let's go back to, I'm going to go back over here to Facebook real quick. Just going to go back and forth to YouTube, Facebook. Thank you very much. Predictions for Stuttgart. The Rice Birds. I think the Rice Birds will handle, who do they play? Morrilton? We're talking weather or football. Is it too early for this weather? No, it's not. March, April, and May severe weather seasons. I remember quite vividly March 1, 1997. I had just started here basically, and we had one of the worst outbreaks then, one of the worst tornadoes then. That was an EF4 tornado that crawled up I-30, took out Arkadelphia and a few more smaller communities on the way up. That was our first time to use live view radar. It was our first live radar in town. We were the first station to do that. Some of you might remember that. Ed Buckner tracking storms. He and I were both back here in the back. I remember calling him and saying, you might want to come in. I was working weekends. I had just taken an exam at the National Weather Service to finish up all of my meteorology stuff. And they were talking about how volatile of a day it would be in the afternoon. That afternoon, March 1, 97, things went quick. So there's a story for you, kids. Stuttgart is in that, okay, you know what, let's do this. Because again, this is all folks going to ask about, the timing. Go back to Max 1. If you don't mind, Chris, and you can take it full, and we'll just visit a little bit about the severe weather timeline. This is probably the most important thing. I know what you want to do. You want to go to bed, and you want to be able to get some sleep before things get loud. So look at the hash marks there. Between central Arkansas, you've got Clinton, Danville, Russellville area, over to Wynn, Stuttgart, Pine Bluff, Rising. Give or take, either side of that, anywhere from 5 a.m. until noon. It could begin as early as 5 a.m. and be over with before noon, or it could begin a little bit later than 5 a.m. This matches up with the latest run of our high-res rapid refresh, of which I will plug into that. So those of you at home that are watching us, Tiffany, it's simple, guys. It's Arkansas. Snows 1 week, tornadoes the following. We should be used to this. Yes, I get that. Good. I like that. If you're looking at the severe weather timeline, hopefully you know where you live. That line, that first line in the River Valley, right now we're seeing storms in northwest Arkansas. So until 9 a.m. Saturday, west and north of that line has the best chance of seeing active weather. And then just to the south of that in central Arkansas, I'm going to go 5 a.m. because those storms could roll in quicker. 5 a.m. until noon, the best chance of active weather. And then after 8 o'clock on that southeast Arkansas line. So whereas I cannot give you a specific time, because if I could give you a specific time, I wouldn't be standing here right now. I would be cashing in the $2 billion Powerball jackpot, and you would never see me again. But I know I'm being facetious. I know. Watching from Perrin, Carolyn. Hello there from, yes, Christy, sleep. Go to sleep, Christy, and let the storms wake you up here when they arrive early tomorrow morning. You got time to get a good little nap in. Yes, the Northwest Arkansas mess could make it into central Arkansas. Oh, gosh. Pine trees are the worst. I cut out all the pine trees that are on the southwest flank of my house and my yard because I didn't want them falling on my house. Yeah, you got a bunch of pine trees. Find yourself a good tree person, have them come out and take them down. Yeah, that mess in Northwest Arkansas. I'm going to go back to radar and explain my way through this. Thank you very much. And I'll go back up Northwest. We're now beginning to see a few cells pop up, Madison, Washington County area. What you're seeing there, oh, come on now. I'm going to put it in motion. Is that storm in Benton County is not going to move our direction. It's going to track to the northeast. If you could draw an imaginary line, that line is moving slowly to the east, but the cells within the line are moving northeast. So that cell is going to track out of Benton County into southwest Missouri. It's what's behind it. Let me turn on this different radar look here. The cells behind it are going to continue to evolve east Oklahoma, southeast Oklahoma into western and northwestern Arkansas. The secondary line is the front, and that's out over close to Oklahoma City, west of Oklahoma City. That is actually going to add some oomph to this line, this first little line that's trying to develop. That's going to push things along. That's what's got to get through here. That's what's due to come into northwest Arkansas at 4 a.m. This first area is associated with an area of low pressure aloft, some winds aloft that are going to help steer this along. So look for more activity to develop up in northwest Arkansas. Garland County, Trevin, is about the same as Little Rock. Could begin as early as 5 o'clock and end around the noon hour. YouTube, we're back to YouTube. BB's in White County. Hey from BB. All right, good to see you guys. Thank you for watching. Central Arkansas is fine for right now. Our timing, I can just tell this is going to be a challenge. Everybody's got a question about timing. I've got the map back up. Y'all take a big look at it. Find your county. The big red banner is over the top of White County. Searcy, BB, White County, as early as 5 o'clock in the morning is when things could get active. Active weather stays with us until possibly noon. That line, just depends on when that line accelerates, okay? 93 was 100 years ago. It seems like it, doesn't it? March 31st, 2023. Yes, that was awful. I was here for that. All right, good. We're getting more eyeballs joining in on the conversation. I love to have a little conversation. The YouTubers are always a lot of fun. They've hung out with us while we've had pizza here late at night, tracking severe storms. I really hope that it's not going to turn out to be a year that we've had like last year. We had 60 tornadoes last year. Yeah, it is beginning a little bit early, but we'll just have to endure. Thank you, Christy. Good night to you. God bless you. Prayers to you, Christy. Go night-night for a little while and just have your phone ready to wake you up. Have some way to receive the warnings to wake you up. Trevin, Garland County, kind of like Little Rock with that line reaching us anytime around 5 a.m., maybe a little before, maybe a little after with the active weather sticking around. After the severe winds move through, we may have to deal with some heavy rainfall, okay? Okay, there we go. Got a little bit of a delay there. 11:34, time is just flying by here tonight. Tornado warning is in effect up in Benton County, and there's another supercell that's just southwest of Gentry, Arkansas. Man, I wish we could take Covert's stream. Is there, Roger, Chris, you guys know if we can patch into that stream somehow? Is that asking too much, just to see what Scott's up to up there? Is that a pipe dream? Not sure how to do that? If you could ask, I mean, I don't know, maybe JD is up tonight. He's watching. He's probably not. He's probably taking a nap. This is the occasion. You can come back to me and we'll visit here. This was an occasion I thought we might be able to check in with our sister station. Scott Covert's up at KFSM, does a fine job up there. He's chief meteorologist. I know he's streaming. I know he's up because their area is under the gun right now. So they are trying to keep people safe in the northwest part of the state. I think they're going to have to deal with more supercellular type thunderstorms, these discrete supercells, and we're going to have to deal with a line that's going to have a bunch of wind with it. But sometimes within that line, you can get little spin-ups. You can get tornadoes that quickly develop and play that. By the time you get on with a tornado warning, it's already played itself out. So Scott's doing his thing up there. And Siloam Springs is about to get hit pretty good. Severe thunderstorm warnings all over up there from Siloam Springs, just west of Siloam Springs. But you can, let's go to Weather PC, please. Storm Track 11. Get that here in just a second. There you go. You can just tell with the structure of that cell, how it's bending, how it's curving, that it's got some inflow to it. And probably some pretty good, got some pretty good rotation with it. Let me turn on NROT. And I'm looking at this from Fort Smith, so we're pretty close to it. Big storms there that are going to graze Benton County, possibly the northern part of Washington County in northwest Arkansas. Again, not trying to step on toes. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm curious. That's part of this job, to be curious and look back toward the west-southwest, the flank there. In Oklahoma, that activity in Oklahoma is also going to move northeast. So folks that live north of Fort Smith will be impacted by that cluster. And anything else developing, not necessarily, but not far behind that is where we find the frontal boundary. It'll be a little active here tonight. And you're watching us tonight, THV11's. You're watching us on the website. You're watching via Facebook and also YouTube. I've handled some YouTube questions. I see some folks here from Facebook land, and Elizabeth from Valonia. Oh, Valonia's had their share of nightmarish tornadoes. You want to, let's just pop it up. Let's just see what he's up to. We won't be able to hear him, but if we can pop it up just real quick. There he is, Scott Covert, ladies and gentlemen. He is covering severe weather up in northwest Arkansas. He's a one-man banding it up there. Looks like some hail. You've got the severe thunderstorm warning. And I think the tornado warning may have been allowed to expire. Let's see. Yes, tornado warning no longer in effect. But he's going to stay on top of that. So you know that you've got 5 News, you've got KFSM, Scott Covert working things up there for the viewers and for the folks in northwest Arkansas. Nathan Scott, myself, Simone Thomas will be here tonight. Yeah, they've allowed that tornado warning to expire. So there you go. That's how we're running his stream on the Skype computer. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You guys can come back to me. We'll go back to our map, severe weather timeline. We'll do a little business real quick and kind of update you for those of you joining us out there here in central Arkansas. Maybe you're joining us East Arkansas, Northeast Arkansas in some regard. I know that we've had people pop on from other states on occasion. I had one lady from Oregon tonight. It's good to see you. It's 11:38. Part of our job here in the springtime is to keep you informed as well as keep you safe. That's why I'm here tonight. I've almost done my shift. I call it a shift. But you know, honestly, if we had tornado warnings in central Arkansas, I wouldn't be going anywhere. But I will turn it over to Nathan and Simone at some point. And if the weather remains active, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Got to have a little bit of sleep. Got to regenerate. I'm not young anymore. I just don't bounce back like I used to. But it's a good thing we've got a couple of qualified folks that'll do a great job for you and keep you up to date. And they'll answer your questions too. I know that when Simone jumps on these streams at 2:30 in the afternoon, she loves to talk to people and likes the questions. And I do too. It's part of it. Having been a former disc jockey on the radio, I enjoyed when people would call and make requests. Could talk to them during the nighttime hours. That's kind of like what I wish they would turn the lights down here in the studio. We could have a little ambience. You know, thank you for joining us here at THV11. I'm Tom. We're spinning records and looking at weather out there. Luckily, it's not too severe for us, so we can have a few laughs. But northwest Arkansas may not be that way. Let's see what else we got going on here. There's Elizabeth, and I've watched you, Beth Ward. Oh, you grew up with me and Beth Ward. Thanks, Tiffany. All right, good stuff. Elizabeth, I see there are three folks. Is there a way to see more of the questions or comments? You'd have to get back with me. Got a few eyeballs watching this. But thank you all for tracking along with us tonight. Okay, Amy says, okay, thanks for doing this. My husband's an Arkansan, used to this, but I'm originally from Ohio, and these storms are my biggest fears. I'm not cut out for Arkansas. Oh, come on now, Amy. Ohio gets their share of severe weather. They may not get as much as we do, but they do get their share of severe weather. They have their season just like we do. Ours it butts up right at the end of winter. Winter in Arkansas lasts 2 weeks, and we're right at spring and severe weather season. I can use the little scroll. Uh-oh, it went away. I can use the, why can't I see you, Elizabeth? Technology and I do not get along. I can use the little scroll on the right of the Facebook chat. All right, go back. A little scroll. Am I in the wrong thing here? Very windy in Hot Springs. Thank you, Trevor. Yeah, Kelly, Washington County is northwest Arkansas. They're keeping an eye on those storms that are just to the northwest of Fayetteville. Scott's watching those. Stone County, Jacques Bishop, love the name, Jacques. Stone County, north central Arkansas. Yeah, okay. It's good to see everybody tonight. Thank you. Love to know where you're watching from on this Friday night. Thank you for choosing to hang out with me Friday night. I didn't have any plans. I wasn't going to go home for dinner tonight. I didn't get to. And Knucklehead here didn't bring any dinner for the first time this week. I've been here a lot this week and didn't bring dinner. All right. Beautiful night in the village, Conway County. All right. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that everybody is up to speed on when the weather will hit them. I'm just looking over the questions. I'm on the YouTubes right now. You YouTube folks, you're a wild bunch. Got to watch out for those folks from Des Arc, Arkansas, over in Prairie County. I'm going to keep one eye here on this radar looking at the next warning that may pop up, and one eye over here on the severe weather timeline. Again, good to hear everybody tonight. 11:42. I'm going to be around till midnight. Nathan Scott may walk in. If he does, we'll slap a mic on him and let him kind of hang out with us. Let me see if I haven't checked my phone. Let's see. Nope. Hadn't called. Okay. Never calls. He never writes. You love my cup. You need one, huh? You can see my cup? Whoops. I wasn't supposed to turn it around, Caden, but since we're on the socials, this was a Christmas gift from Tracy Bean, our morning meteorologist, and I've used it in a video before, and I was told probably not a good idea. It's midnight, right? I'm just going to show it real quick. There it is. Take a look at it. Okay, those of you that see it, all right, that's all you get. I thought it was funny. It was one of those gift ideas that popped up on the Instagrams or the Facebooks, and I said, I got to have that cup. It's a chicken, and he's saying something that I can't say on TV. Otherwise, it'd be my last night. Good night, everyone. But there you go. That's it. You saw it. That's all I'm going to show you. Nobody else gets it. Y'all have a good laugh over it. I'm trying to decide if I scroll up on YouTube or scroll down. I can't quite tell. Yeah, okay. Either way, just having some coffee tonight. We can go back to the map here. We may have some folks that have just popped in here at 11:44. The timing of severe weather, really for the weather to move through your area. We're getting storms in northwest Arkansas, but that's the first little bit that's going to move through. We've got the line behind it. It'll be pushing into northwest Arkansas around 4 o'clock in the morning. So from 4 to 9 o'clock Saturday, the most active weather there. In central Arkansas, Let's say at the earliest it would be 5 a.m. for that line to reach parts of central Arkansas. More likely in Little Rock it'll be a little later than that, but on that western end, Clinton, Danville, Mena, up to Mountain Home, it could be 5 a.m. Just depends on the speed of the line. There's a broad window there of time, but looking at the radar tonight and the earlier times that we had, they just weren't matching up very well. And that's nobody's fault. It's just the way things happen sometimes in our world. So here we go. Let's go back to the future radar. I'm going to pull it up here, and we will time out the storms, the line of storms. Okay, it's 11:45. So the HERN's doing a better job with what it sees in northwest Arkansas, but let's move forward from there to 2 a.m. The secondary line. You can come back to me now, Mr. Chris. Thank you. Mr. Chris Cohn up there running things for us. That's the line that we looked at. That's to the west of Oklahoma City. That's where the front is, out ahead of the front. We'll keep an eye on these cells developing tonight. They might get going. They could get going. But we go a couple of 3 more hours. So this is 5 a.m. This is what I used to determine the timing of the worst of the weather. 5 a.m. All right, so there it is right there. From there, the line is going to move to the east-southeast in central Arkansas by 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, but it very well could reach us before that. There's just some uncertainty with this, so I went kind of in the middle, okay, between 5 and noon, 5 a.m. to noon. And then southeast Arkansas, after all of that, it's 1 o'clock. I think the severe weather threat will be over with by then. But in the wake of that, we're probably going to have to deal with an area of rain. Could be heavy at times in some places. We need the rain. We're running a deficit. We've got drought conditions, believe it or not. And we get questions all the time. How can we have a drought when just 2 weeks ago we had 4 inches of rain? This goes back to October. We had a very dry fall and, believe it or not, a dry winter for the most part. So we're playing catch up. And we've had big amounts of rain in the past, March, April, May, that have sustained us for a good part of the year. Never a good thing. So that's why the good part of it is getting the rain, and the bad part of it is the nasty severe weather that could come with it. Nobody wants severe weather. Nobody wants it. All right. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you. Thank you for being here when I'm with my cats. Sure thing. In my closet. You don't have to be in the closet yet. Okay. Oh, Karen says, I ordered an apron with what I have on the cup, and she's waiting for it to be delivered. There you go, Karen. There you go. Thank you. All right, back to the maps we go. Let me do a little weather for you here. It's 11:47. Here, last 5 minutes or so, I'll run through everything for you one more time before I sign off for the night. Since things are pretty inactive here, they are active, more active for Mr. Covert. Enhanced risk of severe weather in northwest Arkansas for the possibility, better chance of tornadoes there. It's a medium threat of severe weather, a low-end threat in the white shaded area, marginal, 1 out of 5. You got a 2 out of 5 here for central Arkansas. So as that line of storms progresses, it is expected to become, I say, weaken a little bit. Not expected to pack the punch in northwest Arkansas, but it's still going to have a lot of wind. It's going to howl. It's probably going to wake you up, probably going to scare you, okay? Now the weather hazards that we are expecting. Winds of 58 miles per hour. That is severe winds. Severe thunderstorm is defined by winds of 58 plus or 1 inch hail, which is quarter-sized hail. There is an area up to 2 inch hail could fall with the storms tonight and the rest of this morning in northwest Arkansas. The tornado risk is a little iffy, but anytime you get a tornado warning, if you get one tonight and it produces a tornado, it could be a strong tornado. EF0, EF1 are considered weaker end tornadoes. EF2 is a strong tornado. So EF2, EF3s and up, very strong tornadoes. So anywhere in the hatched area, doesn't mean everybody's going to get it, but anywhere in the hatched area, if a tornado warning is issued and we have a tornado, there could be a strong tornado. That's really all that means, but the best likelihood is in northwest Arkansas. And I'm sure that they would not like to have it as well. That's what we're trying to do, hold off on the tornadoes. The flood risk is up. There is a good chance of rain, a slight risk of rain, or flood risk, I should say. That covers up northwest, central, and southwest Arkansas. And tomorrow that is going to shift over southeast Arkansas. Good amounts of rain could fall. There's our storm system. There's your frontal boundary. The front moving to the east, progressing nicely now. Look at all of the watches. You got a severe thunderstorm watch over there in St. Louis. Tornado watches in the yellow, and even a tornado warning. And you could clearly see the bending of that storm, that supercell bending there in southern Missouri. It looks like it may just be north of Branson, if not close to Branson. Let me see if I can pull it up over here on Storm Track 11. That is just north of Branson. It's between Springfield and Ozark. Tornado warning is in effect there. So if you have family up in that part of the world, that's what they are going through right now. Luckily, we just have severe thunderstorm warnings, and those other warnings have been allowed to, that tornado warning was allowed to come down a notch. But we are getting some scattered activity in northwest Arkansas. So that's the nastiness that we have tonight until that area of low pressure. It's a pretty strong upper level wave that's moving on through, and it's going to split apart. Part of it's going to stay back over in southwest, desert southwest California, while the northern extent of it pulls away. Later next week, the southern extent of it is going to take a track toward Arkansas. So that's going to be the next possible round of strong to severe thunderstorms. Satellite radar composite of the state. There's your tornado watch to 4 o'clock in the morning. And these storms are trying to line up here. There's your secondary line. That's the line that's got to move through. That's associated with the front. Once that moves through, the severe weather threat will come to an end. Timing. This is 2 o'clock in the morning. A few storms out ahead of that main line. The main line moves in at 5 o'clock in northwest Arkansas. Continues to move to the south. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit to give those of you that have questions. Maybe you're in the river valley. So from 5 o'clock, northwest Arkansas, give it an hour or two, and it's beginning to knock on the door of the River Valley, Pope County area. That's 8 o'clock in the morning. By 10 o'clock through central Arkansas. So I went 5 to noon here in central Arkansas, depending on where you are. And southeast Arkansas should be leaving us by noon, 1 o'clock. And that's the graph. I'm not even going to worry with the graph. Severe weather risk tomorrow in the yellow for the southern and south central part of the state, southeast Arkansas, Stuttgart, Texarkana. It's a low wind. Tornado risk is very, very low. It's more of a wind and a hail risk. All right. All right. And let's go back to Facebook. Those of you watching us tonight, THV11 Facebook page, YouTube, thank you so much. We just want to make sure you have what you need so that you can go to bed. And I think that you could probably go to bed. Tiffany, I don't know what you're asking. I'm back on Facebook. So, Miss Liz, what was Tiffany asking? Because I've lost the comments above. Let me know. Tiffany Page. She says, please. Okay, what was she must have had a question she wanted answered, and I totally missed it. So I'll let you send that over to us. Welcome to spring in Arkansas, huh, folks? We had a little risk the other night. We got tonight, also next week. Active, could it be an active spring season? Very well could be. Oh, I missed it, Liz. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up here. Hubert Rackley turns 87 at midnight. He's watching. Can you wish him a happy birthday? Oh, okay. Hubert Rackley. We got almost 6 minutes to go. We'll say happy birthday to Mr. Hubert Rackley. I'll keep that in front of me, is not to forget to do that. And those of you celebrating a birthday tomorrow, happy birthday to you. What is tomorrow, by the way? March the 7th is tomorrow. March 19th is BJ Sam's birthday. He'll be 91, I believe. Y'all remember BJ? Yeah? Man, 91. Hard to believe. Mount Vernon had a lot of wind. Wesley, there's no storm in Mount Vernon, but there is a lot of wind out there. Some places have breezy conditions. Low-level jet is kicking up, and that is helping to funnel in moisture, more low-level moisture, and it's going to be windy for a while. Lone Oak and Ward, Lone Oak County and White County. Let me back up to the timing. One night, I'm just going to do a severe weather timeline for 4 minutes. As early as 5 o'clock in the morning, as early as 5 tomorrow morning, as late as noon for active weather. Doesn't mean it's going to storm that entire time, but as early as 5 a.m., as late as noon, possibly somewhere in between 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Probably going to have storms for, a good hour or so moving through there. Hope that helps. You will see the radar for Batesville? Can we see the radar for Batesville? Okay. Let me go to the radar for Batesville. I'm playing requests right now. Here's a little secret. Disc jockeys back when I was working. Hey, call us, request your favorite song. We never played it. Couldn't play it. We'd get in trouble if we played a request. But we were asked to take requests to get a sampling of what people liked. Okay, look, Independence County, there's Batesville. I've got it up right here. Nothing going on. There's nothing out there in most of Arkansas except northwest Arkansas. Yes, it's a little windy, it's a little humid, a little warm outside. You've got the necessary means for having some strong storms overnight. And that, my friends, is why we're here for you tonight. Oh, Mount Vernon I got you. I'm sorry, Wesley. I thought Mount Vernon. I'm thinking Mount Vernon here that's Faulkner County. Is that right? Mount Vernon's in Faulkner County? So they had a tornado pop up close to Mount Vernon. Thank you, KZRG. Thank you. Sorry about that. Can I talk about the cap? I sure can. Cap is how I like to describe it. It's a lid on the atmosphere, which inhibits thunderstorm growth. Then it can only grow a certain height, and with that inversion aloft, temperature inversion aloft, warmer air aloft, that bumps up against the top of it. It takes something to bust that cap, some forcing mechanism, a frontal boundary. Something like that will bounce into that cap and it'll finally give way. And then, well, look what the cat dragged in. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to see Nathan Scott without his hair done? Do you want to show people at home?
No.
You just wake up, you're going to go get pretty, aren't you? Go get pretty?
I'm not.
Yeah?
I'm not coming in with a surfer look.
Well, not yet. You also need, you got a little gray there, pal.
It's this job.
I agree there. I'm just having conversations here with our friends from YouTube and Facebook land asking about the cat. Nathan is the healthiest person I know. For dinner tonight, I had leftover pizza and some guacamole. He pulls out a banana and yogurt for a snack. Man. Do you have anything crunchy to put in your yogurt?
No.
Did you bring Lazarus? Lazarus with you? You didn't bring Lazarus with you?
Nah.
Didn't bring the cat?
No.
Okay. I have been told at midnight I have to say happy birthday to a gentleman. He turns 87 March the 7th. I'm going to be his first happy birthday.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 87. I do want to know how hard Mountain View is going to get hit. Oh, okay, Wesley. Well, let's hope it's not hit hard at all. Let's hope that this line of storms moves through with a little bit of wind up north central Arkansas way. But it's going to be sometime, like I said, that timing mechanism, 5 a.m. On the early end to 10, 11 o'clock, maybe noon. Depends on the speed of that line, which hasn't come together yet. It's starting to, though. You going to walk through the chroma key?
Yes.
They're going to see you.
No, they're not.
Oh. Okay.
If you had control, I'm sure you would put me on.
I would. You know I would. I ain't going to put him on there. Kelly, tornado coming in Lincoln. Help me out here, Kelly. Are you talking about Lincoln County? She's on Facebook. Siloam Springs, well, they've got a thunderstorm that's right over the top of them up in Siloam Springs in Benton County. There was a tornado warned storm up there just not long ago in Siloam Springs in Benton County. I do remember Bob Edmondson. Lindsay, enjoyed working with Bob for a number of years here at THV11. Man, you're welcome. Karishma. It's 11:59:49. Count it down. Here we go. I'll stay on a little bit longer. I do want to get this happy birthday in. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Hubert Rackley, who just turned 87. And there they go. All the party favors are up in the air. Our first birthday of March 7th belongs to Hubert Rackley. Congratulations and happy birthday. Tiffany, I hope he saw it. Okay, there we go. You guys are more than welcome for the updates. How does the tornado threat look for Whitehall and Pine Bluff? The tornado threat for the rest of the night, it's a low-end threat. There is a risk there. Anybody really in Arkansas has a chance of a tornado. It's a very low, make you automatically think, oh, severe weather, we're going to have tornadoes, because it's not really the case. We are low end. Most of the state is a low end threat of tornadoes. The only place is Northwest Arkansas. But we have to put it out there, let you know. We don't want you to be surprised. That's one of the things I don't like. I don't like being surprised. The other night in Boone County, that was a surprise. It wasn't supposed to happen. That tornado that hit Michigan today, they were not expecting that. There was a low-end threat of severe weather, but that was freakish in what happened there. And that was a terrible, terrible situation. Be safe, everybody going home. The tornado threatened Dardanelle. You're in the yellow. I think you're in the yellow. Now you got me second guessing. Got to look. Part of Yale County, the western tip of Yale County, is under the enhanced risk here. Just a very small part. Logan County, Johnson County, Newton up to Boone. But the rest of us, it's a level 2 out of 5. The risk is there. It's a small, low-end risk for a good part of us. The farther along in the nighttime that we go, there's two ways of looking at this. We've got those discrete cells, the big supercell thunderstorms that produced the giant hail, and that's the early threat from today, what went through Tulsa. Those were supercell thunderstorms. Tonight's threat begins to become more of a wind threat for parts of the state, and these spin-up tornadoes that develop within these lines of storms, these line segments as they move through. They're quick hitters. They form, they drop down, and they're done. Doesn't make you feel any better because nobody wants to dodge those. That's going to be our greatest threat here after midnight, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It is after midnight, by the way, right now. I'm not as concerned about that as I am about a supercell that fires up in Oklahoma. The next thing you know, you've got 3-inch hail and you've got a wedge tornado. I think that risk is starting to wane. Okay? Have to be in Conway from Searcy 2:30 tomorrow. Yeah, you should be good, BJ. I'm going to say you should be good. All right, so we covered the birthdays. Let me look, see what Corey had something for me here. Again, technology does not like me. Everything's kind of locked up here on my end. I'm sorry for the dead air. Dead air is not good in TV and radio. Windy in Van Buren County. Yes, it is windy in Van Buren. It's windy pretty much everywhere. So Des Arc will get hit around 9 to 10 a.m. Let's not use the word get hit. Let's say Des Arc could experience a strong thunderstorm. Let's go back to the severe weather timeline. Find your favorite county. Des Arc is in Prairie. Here's Lone Oak, Pulaski Prairie. Des Arc's under the banner. I've got us anywhere starting as early as 5, ending by noon. So somewhere in that time frame. I know that's a wide window of opportunity, but judging by the fact that the line is not moving into Northwest Arkansas until 4 o'clock in the morning, it could move quickly across the state. I'm just kind of giving you all right, I'm spitballing here, giving you a window of here's how this could go down. This is a guesstimate. And Nathan may come on here in an hour and he may change that timeline. If he doesn't like my timeline, he reserves the right to change it. And it's okay. This is based off the latest HER information that I'm giving an hour or two on either side of when those storms move in. We have strange weather. Yes, we do. Yeah. So Des Arc, Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. There you go. Thank you, Tessa. By the time it gets into northeast Arkansas, severity should wane. I have to back up. I'm kind of foggy. Come on, go back. Back. Okay, that's not it. I see what it did. It skipped. This is day 1 is now today. So we're no longer can see the day 1 stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think northeast Arkansas, the threat will continue to go down. Okay. Let's hope that's the way. I don't like stepping on other territories. Northeast Arkansas reminds me of Jonesboro. You got a fine forecaster up there that will be happy to answer those questions for you. I'm not as much of a, I don't really forecast much from the northeastern part of the state, or northwest Arkansas for that matter. Y'all welcome. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'm getting ready to sign off because I'm old and I'm tired. I need some sleep. I may have to come back in here tomorrow for a little while. All right, there we go. So there we are. Was there a tornado in Gravett? There was a tornado warning up there. There has not been a confirmation. I have not seen or heard, but up in that area, there was a tornado warning earlier this evening. Okay, there we go. Just wanted to make sure I covered everybody. We've been on now since 11 o'clock. We've had a good time. We've shared a cup of coffee with one another. We've answered some questions. We've had a good look at what's going on weather-wise. Y'all have a safe rest of your night tonight. Nathan Scott is here, and he's putting his makeup on, getting his hair all nice and looking good. And hopefully he'll pop on here and answer more of your questions and give you what you need to know with the latest model run information. Simone Thomas will be coming in at 3 o'clock in the morning. We got you covered. But I think it's time for me to sign off and go home, go take a nap, because I might come back and see you guys a little later today. Thank you for trusting us. And as always, THV11, THV11+. Be sure, if you haven't downloaded it yet, it's free, and if you've got ways to do it, THV11+ and Live Radar 24/7. This is our new toy. I don't know if the corporation that we work for wants me to call it a toy, the corporate folks, but Live Radar 24/7. Stream it now. Stream Radar live on your phone with us. Follow what we look at. Okay? Y'all have a great one. It's good to see you. Have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe, and Nathan Scott will be up next for you. Take care. Have a good night.